Do you still think it was a great mail day? Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. Hello my friends. And I've got a caveat. If you ship books like this, we may not be friends. Lemons and Apples, I think is who I bought this from on eBay. An eBay seller, I bought a book that I've been wanting for a while and just never actually sprung. Found it at the price I wanted and what I thought I was getting being the right version and all that stuff. And I smashed them buttons, made that purchase, and here we go. A Folio Society book with a slipcase that I paid like 85 bucks for, shipped in a bubble mailer. And that ain't no way, because I speak good, that ain't no way, and I mean no dang way, to package up a book that is condition sensitive. You got books are fragile little things, and I'm messing with this glue here. So these things are really good at not being easy to open, but they're not very good at protecting books at all. Any little ding, bang, right there, and you got a busted slipcase, or bang, busted slipcase, or there's a hole right there, boom, busted slipcase. Their odds that this thing has not been damaged, in my opinion, are very, very slim. Very, very slim. Slim to none, and I'm pretty sure Slim's done left town. But anyway, let's open this thing up, see how she works, and we'll talk a little bit about what I ordered here. Well, I might as well just talk about it right now. Ray Bradbury. Ever hear of him? One of the all-time greats. One of the greats. Wrote a book called, let's see, what are the odds? What are the odds that my book's not all busted up? Well, now let me see here. While I talk, he wrote a book called Something Wicked This Way Comes. And I've read this book. I don't think I ever did a review. I can't remember. Maybe I wasn't doing book reviews when I read this book, but it's one of Ray Bradbury, a well-known author of Fahrenheit 451. Probably his most well-known book. Also wrote this one here, Something Wicked This Way Comes, is a wonderful coming-of-age story. It's very different, though. You got a couple of buddies. They live in a small town, and the carnivals come to town. Only this carnival has brought real magic and real fear for these boys, and they think they're onto something, and nobody else really sees it. And some other stuff. The main character's father, he's old. Feels like he's too old to have a young boy, and he feels like he's inadequate because of his age and such as that. So there's a lot of cool stuff touched on in this story. It's told in a very lyrical way, I guess you could describe it, a poetic way, a whimsical storytelling method. The prose is very artistic and flowery, and to some, Ray Bradbury went a step too far with his prose in this book. Now, it does make the story feel a little bit more unrealistic, a little bit more whimsical, magical, and stuff like that. And I think that's also what makes it neat. It would have been neat to see the story told in a straightforward prose, but it wasn't. And that's not what Ray Bradbury did. And it is still considered one of the all-time greats. And the Folio Society is one of those publishers that I'm a fan of. They often make very good-looking books. They give you slipcases. You get Smith's own bindings. You get a neat way of publishing. No dust jackets. Artwork is directly on the boards. Folio Society books are usually illustrated, having multiple, sometimes 6, 7, 8 more, I guess, illustrations in the book. Sometimes they are fantastic and sometimes they're not. They publish a lot of stuff. And so I don't collect Folio Society books. I collect Folio Society books that are books that I like, books that I want, but also when they look good, I will get them. So there's some books out there that I loved in Folio for my taste didn't publish it in a way that I like the looks of. Something Wicked This Way Comes is one that I've wanted for a long time. So we saw the slipcase. This one's got some cool artwork, and if you've ever read the book, you can figure out what that means, that carousel. Really cool artwork there. But a slipcase I love, and their slipcases are not heavy duty, extra special, but they are slipcases, and I dig them. A paper slipcase to me is still a good thing, and they usually look good. This one is no different. But the cover artwork, now see, I said they got cloth covered boards. The cover artwork is directly on the boards, and it is fantastic. I love this cover work, and so therefore I love the spine also, but therefore I wanted this book. It looks so good, and what I really wanted, what I'd been kind of keeping an eye out for, was a first print Folio Society, Something Wicked This Way Comes, at a price that wasn't going to blow my socks off. I didn't want to get my pants pulled down over the price. And so there was part of a picture of this page right here, whatever you call this page. And what the Folio Society will do is a lot of times the first printing will not say first printing. I think they do now. But a lot of times in the past, they wouldn't say first printing, but the second print would say so. So when I look at this, it doesn't say second print or third print. So this is the first print. Now, why does that matter? It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. It's not better in any way. But when I started as a reader, and I was reading books, either A, that people gave to me, or B, books that I got from the library. I wasn't buying books, but I was reading a lot of books. At the same time, I collect things, so I'm a natural-born collector. And one day it occurred to me, I love reading. I read some great books. I've got my favorites that I loved, but I don't have a physical, tangible copy of any of these books that I say I love. So I decided to remedy that. Now, once I jumped into books, I started noticing that people would talk about first edition, first print. And I had to figure out what's that mean. So essentially, when a book is first printed, the very first one that comes out would be the first edition. And that first print run that they send out, that they print and send, is the first print of the first edition. Now, once all of those are spoken for, they're all out in stores and all that, and there's more demand for more, sometimes the publisher will then make a second print run. And those are second print first edition books. And for a collector, that's not quite as good. Collectors would want a first edition, first print. And that's why I started collecting books. Okay, that's what I want. I want the best, right? I want what everybody else says I should get. So I started that way, and it's like a disease that I couldn't get rid of. It's infiltrated my cells, and it's there for life. So if I now have a choice between a first print anything and a second print anything, I want to get the first print of that thing, including the Folio Society, which this is nowhere near a first edition book. It is a reprint done way, way after, to be looking nice, to be different, and a cool thing to have. But I still kind of think I want that first print. I don't know. I'm not justifying it. That's just what I'm looking for. So I don't know what they would be on right now, if they're even still in print. They might not be in print right now. But I think I'd seen third prints of these out. And I got it for a relatively affordable price. It was something like $85. I don't remember now for specific. But the seller on eBay, this is one of the risks you run buying books from people. You buy it, they ship it to you, and then you get it. And you want to make sure that the way you get it is in the condition that it was when they ship it. So you're at their mercy to make sure it's shipped, packaged, protected properly. Bubble mailers are not properly packaged and protected books. But then you're also, even at that, great packaging, you're at the mercy of the courier. How badly they treat it dictates whether or not the packaging was adequate. But it looks like mine has come in what is to me satisfactory condition. So I got lucky. I don't like living on luck, but luck counts too. So I got the book I want at the price I want. I guess I cannot complain too much. So yes, I still think it was a great mail day. It just could have been so much worse. Anyway, let's take a look at this Folio Society edition, special edition from the Folio Society. So the covers are cloth. The artwork is beautiful. The slipcase is terrific. You got dark, thick end papers. I showed you that it is a first print. We have our frontispiece artwork, and it looks so good, and I'm about to try to figure out who is the illustrator here. Introduced by Frank Skinner, illustrations by Tim McDonough. So Tim McDonough has done two great ones so far that we've seen. They look great. And then in here, if you're not too familiar, there's a page that tells us what pages the illustrations are on. So you have the frontis. The carnival was here, page 51. That was the carnival was here. Let's see if these page numbers help me to find things. See how they work. Usually I'll just thumb through, but sometimes it's difficult to find them just by thumbing through. In a case like this, you see the color doesn't go all the way to the edge. So you can't see it when you look at the page ends. You got to kind of flip through and hope for the best. Now on page, the carnival train thundered the bridge, the calliope wailed. Page 41. So let's look at page 40, what? Page 46, page 41. All right, this is getting screwy. It's getting screwy already. There's nothing on page 41. So I don't know. We'll look at FP 46. We saw that. We saw the frontis. So this page number must be what we're looking for. I have no idea what this page number is for. So let's look. His face flickered going, and each time around he melted more. Page 63. So let's see what 63 is. Leroy Selman for the Buccaneers, their first Hall of Famer. Unrelated topic, but there is the illustration there. Some great looking stuff, man. Now we got page 142. So let's see what's on page 142. I want to try to catch them all. I don't want to miss a thing. And wow, I really dig it. Really dig that one. Let's see if I can show you a little better. Really like it. I'm trying to keep my page that shows them all, but that illustration looks so good. The next one is 182-3. And I don't know what that means, but I'm going to flip on to 182 and see what a -3 is. 182, and there's no picture there. So -3, we'll flip it on over. And whoa, we got a full spread. It's all spread out right there. Take a closer look. Take a closer look and see what all is included. Some really nasty imagery in there. Page 206. Then they were at the mirror maze and sliding, colliding, bumping, careening through. Page 206. And anybody knows what those other page numbers are? I guess that might be a different edition. I don't know. But that one, it looks so good. I love this artwork in this book. And that's the kind of stuff that makes something a little bit extra special. The skeleton, the only strange one left, bent to pick up the body. Page 238. And that's probably our last illustration of this particular publication. And if I can find 238. And there we go. Such a great book. Such a great publication. The artwork looks great. Now, for those of you who'll be reading a copy like this, we'll just see what the text looks like. We got large margins. And if you care about margins, well, there they are. The text size is relatively small for a hardcover book with large margins. Large margins and small text. It doesn't seem to go together very well. You'd think large margins means you've got plenty of room to make the text larger. And a lot of folks out there, especially as age creeps up on you, the text size becomes more important. I've seen and heard a lot of folks saying, the text was too small for my eyes, and they didn't read a particular copy, or they don't read from a particular publisher per se. And so that's just how it goes. But there is Something Wicked This Way Comes. Of the Bradburys that I've read, and I haven't read them all, but it is one that I truly love. Fahrenheit 451 was fabulous. It was the first Bradbury, like probably like a lot of people, it was the first Bradbury that I'd read. But Something Wicked This Way Comes is one that I had to jump on pretty quickly. And it did deliver, and I loved it. And it's one of those books that I've got to read again. It was actually a pretty doggone good made-for-television film. So it was pretty doggone good. It wasn't great. It wasn't exactly like the book or anything like that. But it was pretty good. I would recommend you go read this book if you haven't already, and then go look it up. I don't remember who made it or when, but it was a made-for-television movie, a low-budget sort of a thing. Pretty good, pretty fun. I feel like it kind of captured the nature of the book and what was good, entertaining, and I'll probably watch it again one of these days. Maybe this Halloween I'll put it on the list of books, a list of films, what I got to watch for Halloween. But anyway, I can think of no more lies to tell. Thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. Luck was on my side this time. I got lucky. Thank you for the Postal Service for hooking a brother up and not beating it all to heck. And sellers, shippers, traders, whoever you are, if you're shipping books and quality matters at all, make sure you put your stuff in a box. Make sure it's protected by rigid stuff, because a bubble mailer, it might get you some things delivered without much damage, but it's not for books. Anyway, c'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo.